Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about American politics, and we are going to talk about the brand new, most powerful piece of 2024 political speech coming out of Hollywood, which is the 2024 film Wicked. So Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo's fantastic 2024 film Wicked really has no function, in my humble opinion, other than political speech. And it contains an astonishing amount of political speech, which really, in my humble opinion, contains quite a lot of truth, right? And so its function is to explain American politics and Americans to Americans, right? Because coming out of the 2024 election, we realize Americans have no idea who Americans are. They don't know who's living next to them. They don't know what people actually want. They don't know each other, right? Like it's shockingly clear Americans don't know Americans, and they certainly don't know American politics. Because what happened, this landslide surprised a lot of people. Didn't surprise me. I called it. I got the receipts. I called it on August 9th. Told you exactly what would happen. Using my political degree, which I'm very proud of, and common sense, right? And that's the other issue, is that, in order to know something, you have to be dialed in intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. And like spiritually, what are you talking about? Yeah, are you kidding me? Religion is incredibly involved in American politics. And if you don't know yourself spiritually, you're not going to be able to figure out American politics. This is why American politics is so shocking to everybody, because there's a bunch of people running around not even engaging a third of what you need to know. Let me get to my point. All right, okay. So what is the shocking? By the way, spoilers for Wicked here. What is the truth, in my humble opinion, that is contained in Wicked? Well, this is a shocking one, and I think this is going to surprise you, and it surprised me. The Republicans desperately need the Democrats. They cannot proceed without the Democrats, and they also cannot defeat the Democrats too hard. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's own the libs, and let's really, and you will see it. Donald Trump literally said, I'm doing this to drive them crazy, right? And this is incredibly dangerous. And the reason why is we now know the Republicans desperately need the Democrats, and they need them to remain functional and strong and capable, right? Now, of course, they want to keep them in a pocket where they can beat them, right? And actually, let me tell you a secret. The Democrats need to win 1 out of 5 elections for America to be healthy. Okay, and the reason why is, I love Stranger Things. I love Stranger Things, and Yuri is so there's this character on Stranger Things. He's like this detective. He's this Jewish detective, and he there's a point where he's like, you can't just drink the vodka straight. You have to cut it, right? And that's the Republicans, right? Yes, they do what they're supposed to do, right? But they're so strong and so you can't just take the Republicans straight. You need the Democrat. The world turns, right? And the Republicans are just crushing the Democrats right now in every possible way. This last win, they won everything. They won the House, they won the Senate, they won the popular vote, they won the electoral. They absolutely destroyed the Democrat Party, right? And now the Democratic Party is shattered and picking up the pieces off the ground, right? But here's the kicker, right? We're gonna get, we're gonna have this 4 years. Then we're gonna get 8 years of Vance, right? Maybe 8 years of Tulsi, right? Actually, Emily Bazelon is saying that the Democrats will probably never run a woman again. And there are people starting to openly talk about the Republicans may be the path to the first American president. And I'll tell you, I've said this before. Tulsi Gabbard is a Formula 1 race car. That chick was born to be president. She looks great on camera. She's a veteran, right? Her only problem is this nonsense anti-military industrial complex, right? Build the bombs, make money off of them, and use the heck out of them, right? That's Republican, right? And Tulsi got to get her head around that, right? Republicans love war. We love war. Love war. Republicans love war. Tulsi ain't going to go anywhere until she figures that out. But I think somebody's going to tell her, listen, you look great. You sound great. You're a veteran. You were born to rule, but you got to get your head on straight. Republicans love war, right? We are the world's police officer. We take villains out. That's what we do, right? That's what we do, period. Right? And then somebody got to get her head straight on them, right? All right, let's keep going here. All right. So we're going to get like 12 years of Republican rule, but by that time, something's going to go south, right? And the Dems are going to have to come back in for 4 years of nonsense. Why? Because you cannot drink the vodka straight forever. You got to cut it, right? Like, it's the good stuff. It's going to do what it's going to do, right? Like Ray said. But, like, you can't just drink the stuff straight. It's got to get cut. And so that's what the Democrats are, right? And Wicked shows this, right? Like, there's a part where Elphaba, her power is recognized, and she's called to the Emerald City to see the wizard. And they're like, hey, get on this train. This whole train is for nobody but you. And then she's like, hey, I want you, Galinda, to come with me. I want you, Galinda, to come with me. I can't go by myself, right? And they go together, right? Because she needs a friend. She needs somebody there with us. Now, why can't the Republicans just run off alone, right? Well, one, we already talked about, you needed a cut. You need to cut it, right? But there's another one. Look what happened to the Libertarians this year. Did you guys notice this? I couldn't believe this. This was astonishing, right? The Libertarians, so there are a couple everybody's like, we need a third party. We have one. We have 4 parties, right? The Greens and the Libertarians routinely have candidates. They have figured out how to routinely, significantly, repetitively, like constantly have an actual candidate. These are real parties. They are doing real work, right? So they're getting their candidates on the ballot. That's not easy. RFK, I don't even know if he showed up on all 50 states, right? So this is really wild, right? But look what happened with the Libertarians. A lot of people believe that this year the Libertarians ran a joke candidate, right? The Libertarians were like, oh my gosh, this is a layup. Trump's going to win it, right? Anybody who had their head on straight knew this was going to happen. Anybody who was actually looking at patterns and not, fake spreadsheets filled with numbers and unicorn tears, right? Like, knew that Trump was going to win, right? And they were like, hey, let's not dilute. And the Libertarians are like, we're getting everything we want with Trump anyway. That's fine. Like, let's just run him, right? Or let's make sure that we don't take a single vote from him. So a lot of people believe that the candidate they ran this year was literally a joke. It was a placeholder, not even meant to actually function as a candidate, which I actually kind of think Kamala was the same thing. I think she was a silent surrender. So that's the point, is this movie, throughout this entire movie, Elphaba doesn't need Galinda, but she's constantly keeping Galinda at her side. It's almost like, it's like that cute video of the cow and the goat, right? Like, the cow doesn't need the goat, but it settles it, right? Though actually the racehorse doesn't need the goat, but it settles it down. And that is the best way to understand the Democrat Party now. Like, the goat to the racehorse. The goat is just comforting to the racehorse. The racehorse is going to run the race, is going to do all the work, actually is strong and capable. The goat's just kind of there. And that's the Democrats. But that comforting aspect is real, and we need it, right? Because a whole bunch of nonsense is going to happen if the Democrats aren't there. And we do need the Democrats to come in and just remind people that the Republicans are the way to go for 12 to 16 years every 20, right? But every 20, expect, and this is the pattern, right? Republicans win at an 80% rate, Democrats win at a 20% rate, and we need them. The Democrats are the Galinda to the Republicans, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and fetch Millennium.